Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm so glad you're here. Today we're diving into the life and legacy of one of the most respected and quietly powerful actors in Hollywood history, Robert Duvall. If you love cinema that feels real, grounded, and deeply human, this is going to be a fascinating journey. Robert Duvall was born in 1931 in San Diego, California, and raised in Virginia in a military family. His upbringing was structured, disciplined, and far removed from the glitz of Hollywood, and maybe that's part of what shaped him. There's something about his performances that feels steady, almost anchored, like he understands the rhythm of ordinary life better than most actors. Have you ever noticed how some performers don't seem like they're acting at all? They just are. Before fame, before awards, before legendary status, Duvall trained seriously in theater. He studied acting in New York and shared classes with other future stars. But his rise wasn't instant. He spent years working small roles, learning his craft, and building experience. It's interesting to think about that. In an industry obsessed with overnight success, Duvall's career reminds us that mastery often takes time. How many of us are willing to stay patient long enough to truly get good at something? Then came 1972 and his unforgettable role as Tom Hagen in The Godfather. Surrounded by powerhouse performances, Duvall stood out in a very specific way. He wasn't the loudest in the room. He wasn't the most explosive. He was calm, measured, observant. And that quiet authority made him magnetic. It makes you think, is power always about dominance, or can it live in composure? Just a few years later, he delivered one of the most iconic performances in war film history as Lieutenant Colonel Kilgore in Apocalypse Now. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. That line alone became part of pop culture history. But beyond the famous quote, what made the role unforgettable was how Duvall balanced bravado with something unsettling underneath. It wasn't just a character, it was a psychological portrait. And that's what he does so well. He shows us the complexity inside people. But here's the thing about Robert Duvall, he never chased spectacle. Some actors build careers around flashy roles and blockbuster appeal. Duvall consistently chose characters with depth. In 1983, he starred in Tender Mercies, playing a washed-up country singer trying to rebuild his life. It was subtle, it was restrained, and it earned him an Academy Award for Best Actor. That performance felt less like watching a movie star and more like watching a real man wrestle with regret and redemption. And that theme of redemption shows up again and again in his work. Take The Apostle, a project he wrote, directed, and starred in. He played a flawed preacher searching for forgiveness and purpose. The fact that he took creative control of that story tells you something. He wasn't just interested in acting. He was interested in exploring human struggle from every angle. Isn't it powerful when someone cares enough about a story to tell it themselves? Over the decades, Duvall has appeared in westerns, dramas, thrillers, and sports films. In Lonesome Dove, he embodied the spirit of the American West with grit and heart. In Crazy Heart, he played a mentor figure with warmth and authenticity. Even as he aged, his performances didn't lose intensity. If anything, they gained more layers. That's something rare in Hollywood, longevity with relevance. And maybe that's because Duvall never seemed obsessed with fame. He's known for living a relatively private life, focusing on his craft rather than celebrity culture. In a world where visibility often equals value, he chose substance over spotlight. That choice alone feels almost radical today. Do you think it's harder now for artists to prioritize depth over attention? Another thing that makes Duvall stand out is how he listens on screen. Watch his performances closely. He reacts. He absorbs. He makes conversations feel alive. Acting isn't just delivering lines, it's responding truthfully. And Duvall mastered that art. It's almost like he understood that silence can speak just as loudly as dialogue. When you look at his career as a whole, it's not just a collection of roles. It's a study in humanity. He's played soldiers, lawyers, preachers, cowboys, fathers, each one layered with strengths and flaws. And that's what makes his work timeless. We don't remember his characters because they were perfect. We remember them because they were real. So here's something to think about. What makes a performance stay with you long after the credits roll? Is it dramatic intensity? Is it emotional vulnerability? Or is it authenticity? Robert Duvall's legacy suggests that truth, even when quiet, has incredible staying power. He's been nominated for multiple Academy Awards, won major honors, and worked with some of the greatest directors in film history. But beyond the trophies, his true achievement might be this: he helped define what serious acting looks like. He showed that you don't have to shout to be heard. You don't have to dominate to lead. You don't have to chase trends to stay relevant. And maybe that's the deeper lesson in his story. Excellence doesn't demand attention. It earns respect over time. So I'd love to know, what's your favorite Robert Duvall performance? Is it the steady consigliere in The Godfather? The intense colonel in Apocalypse Now? Or the vulnerable singer in Tender Mercies? Let me know in the comments. I always enjoy hearing your perspectives. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Robert Duvall's remarkable career, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow and reach more film lovers like you. Share this video with someone who appreciates classic cinema and powerful performances. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss our next exploration into the lives of legendary artists. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.